Carl Jung's quote, "There is no such thing as a pure introvert or extrovert. Such a person would be in the lunatic asylum," is a provocative statement that dives into the heart of human personality and psychological balance. As the founder of analytical psychology, Jung introduced the concepts of introversion and extroversion, which remain foundational in understanding how people interact with the world. His assertion challenges the oversimplified, black-and-white view of personality and invites us to explore the dynamic, complex nature of the human psyche. Let's unpack this exciting idea in detail, exploring its meaning, implications, and why Jung believed such extremes would lead to psychological imbalance. The origins of introversion and extroversion. Jung first introduced the concepts of introversion and extroversion in his 1921 work, Psychological Types. These terms describe how individuals direct their psychic energy and orient themselves toward the world. Introverts tend to focus their energy inward, finding stimulation and fulfillment in their inner world of thoughts, feelings, and reflections. They often prefer solitude, deep conversations, and introspective activities, as external stimulation can feel overwhelming. Extroverts direct their energy outward, thriving in social settings, external activities, and interactions with others. They draw energy from the external world and often feel energized by engaging with people and environments. Jung's key insight was that these are not rigid categories but tendencies. Every person has elements of both introversion and extroversion, and their personality is shaped by how these tendencies interact and balance each other. Why no pure introvert or extrovert? Jung's claim that a pure introvert or extrovert doesn't exist reflects his belief that human psychology requires a balance between opposing forces to function healthily. A pure introvert would be someone entirely consumed by their inner world, completely detached from external reality. Likewise, a pure extrovert would be wholly absorbed in the external world, with no capacity for self-reflection or inner awareness. Jung saw such extremes as pathological because they disrupt the psyche's natural equilibrium. Here's why this imbalance is so significant. The psyche's need for balance. Jung viewed the psyche as a self-regulating system that strives for wholeness. Introversion and extroversion are complementary forces, like yin and yang. A healthy personality integrates both, allowing a person to engage with the external world, extroversion, while also processing and understanding their inner experiences, introversion. A pure type would lack this integration, leading to a one-sided, dysfunctional way of living. Connection to reality. A pure introvert, lost in their inner world, might become so detached from external reality that they struggle to navigate social relationships, work, or practical life. This could manifest as extreme withdrawal, fantasy-driven thinking, or even delusions, traits Jung associated with severe psychological disorders. Conversely, a pure extrovert, obsessed with external stimulation, might lack self-awareness, act impulsively, or become dependent on others' validation, leading to a shallow, ungrounded existence. The role of the unconscious. Jung believed that the unconscious compensates for conscious imbalances. For example, an overly extroverted person might experience unconscious urges towards solitude or introspection, while an overly introverted person might feel compelled to engage with the world. If these unconscious signals are ignored, the psyche could erupt in symptoms like anxiety, depression, or even psychosis, which Jung metaphorically refers to as the lunatic asylum. The lunatic asylum metaphor. Jung's reference to the lunatic asylum is deliberately dramatic, emphasizing the severity of psychological imbalance. In his time, asylums were associated with extreme mental disorders where individuals lost touch with reality. Jung wasn't suggesting that all introverts or extroverts are mentally ill. Far from it. Instead, he was warning that an extreme, one-sided personality, devoid of its opposite, would lead to a breakdown in psychological functioning. For Jung, mental health depended on integrating the conscious and unconscious, the inner and outer worlds. Why this idea is exciting? Jung's perspective is thrilling because it challenges us to rethink personality as a dynamic, evolving process rather than a fixed label. Here are some reasons why this idea sparks excitement. It celebrates complexity. Jung's view rejects simplistic categorizations like I'm an introvert, so I can't socialize, or I'm an extrovert, so I don't need alone time. It invites us to embrace the full spectrum of our personality, recognizing that we all have the capacity to adapt, grow, and balance our tendencies. It encourages self-discovery. Jung's theory suggests that exploring our less dominant traits, for example, an introvert trying social activities or an extrovert practicing mindfulness, can lead to greater self-awareness and psychological growth. This journey toward balance, which Jung called Introversion, is a lifelong adventure of becoming a more integrated, authentic self. It's universally relevant, whether you're navigating relationships, career choices, or personal challenges. Jung's insight reminds us that flexibility is key. For example, an introvert might need to tap into their extroverted side to lead a team, while an extrovert might benefit from introspection to make thoughtful decisions. It's ahead of its time. Jung's ideas predate modern personality frameworks like the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, which popularized introversion and extroversion. Yet, his nuanced view that no one is purely one type remains more sophisticated than many contemporary models, which often treat personality as static. Real-world implications. Jung's quote has practical implications for how we live and interact. In relationships, understanding that no one is purely introverted or extroverted can foster empathy. For example, an extroverted partner might appreciate an introvert's need for solitude, while the introvert can make an effort to engage socially for the sake of connection. In work, many workplaces value extroverted traits like assertiveness or networking, but Jung's theory highlights the importance of introverted qualities like reflection and focus. A balanced team draws on both. In personal growth, Jung's idea encourages us to step out of our comfort zones. An introvert might experiment with public speaking, while an extrovert might try journaling, leading to a richer, more versatile life. Jung's broader philosophy. This quote also ties into Jung's broader psychological framework. He believed that the psyche is full of opposites: conscious versus unconscious, thinking versus feeling, introversion versus extroversion, and that health comes from integrating these polarities. His concept of the shadow, the unconscious part of the personality that contains repressed traits, aligns with this idea. For example, a pure extrovert might repress their introverted shadow, leading to inner conflict. By acknowledging and integrating these hidden aspects, we achieve greater wholeness. Modern perspective. Modern psychology supports Jung's view to some extent. Research on personality, such as the Big Five traits, shows that traits like introversion and extroversion exist on a continuum, not as absolutes. Studies also suggest that extreme behaviors, whether excessive social avoidance or compulsive sociability, can be linked to mental health challenges, echoing Jung's warning about imbalance. However, Jung's dramatic language, lunatic asylum, might be seen as hyperbolic today, as we understand mental health with more nuance. Conclusion. Carl Jung's statement that there is no such thing as a pure introvert or extrovert is a bold, electrifying call to embrace the complexity of the human psyche. By rejecting rigid labels and highlighting the need for balance, Jung invites us on a journey of self-discovery, integration, and growth. His warning about the lunatic asylum underscores the dangers of one-sidedness, reminding us that mental health lies in harmonizing our inner and outer worlds. Whether you lean introverted, extroverted, or somewhere in between, Jung's wisdom challenges you to explore the full spectrum of your personality, making life a richer, more dynamic adventure.